I'm Harry Adler from Adler's in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm one of the founding partners of the Coatings Alliance of C2, and it's hard to pick one. The first one that did come to mind was the day that the Color Center came in, and it was just so cool to see what I had been looking on paper come to life, and all of a sudden have a C2 display in my store of something I helped design, and putting the chips in for the first time, unpacking boxes of UPCs and watching the Color Center get full up. I would say that was about as good as it gets in this group.
My favorite moment for C2 was right at the very beginning when I was talking originally about this with Tom Hill, and I was telling him all the problems I was having with Pratt and Lambert, and they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. I was trying to find another brand of paint. I knew that Tom knew everybody in the paint business in North America, and I was calling Tom to find out what it was that I could do, who could I call, because I knew somebody had to be out there that had the product and the color work that I was looking for. And Tom, at the end of the conversation, said, well, Greg, bad news and good. The bad news is there isn't anybody out there. There isn't anybody out there that has got top-end product supported by an innovative color system. The good news is, and this is exactly what he said, the good news is, Greg, you and I are going to start a new national brand of paint in the United States and Canada, and we are going to be that brand. That's my favorite story.
The best C2 moment was they sent this crazy Canadian down to Bermuda. And he was trying to get me to buy this crazy paint, right? But he did a really good job. But it took a lot of rum and ginger beer to make the case. But it worked.
And I have so many great memories. Probably the funnest memories are dancing at the final night of the AGM. But one in particular memory was probably about 4 years ago when I had the opportunity to go up to Canada and visit some of our partners' store up there to really get a look at some, Class A retailers and just learn from how others do it. And the stores like Jeff Bergsman's store in Milton and Steve Miller's store, and just a couple of the other guys. Wonderful, wonderful experience, and it was just so much fun to be in Canada with the C2 partners.
I have a number of them, but one of my all-time favorites is I was traveling on a U.S. Air flight, and I opened the U.S. Air magazine, and there was an article from an interview with Harry Adler.
I was doing a color consultation, and I was in the client's bedroom, and we were looking for the perfect wall color. So I spread out the fan deck, and we were kind of fussing with it a little bit, so I went and grabbed another fan deck from another paint company, and I spread that one out, and we were looking at both of them, and she was like, why do these look so different? And I said, well, the C2 fan deck is made with real paint, the other fan deck is printed with printer's inks. And she goes, oh, I don't even want to look at that one. And so inside I was like, yes, that's exactly what we want to have happen.
It still resonates with me the day I joined. There was a relatively large group of us up at the front of the membership that existed, and we all did our self-introductions. And after we all did that, we got the big C2 welcome, and everyone stood up and clapped and welcomed us into the group. And that feeling that I felt that moment really made me understand that I had made the right decision, and that has never left me.